It's time for a FunkyVapes Midnight Review.
Hey guys, Charlie here from FunkyVapes. No Corey again, sorry. Corey's been really busy, so I'm going to keep on these midnight reviews, and I really wanted to take a look at the Diamante. I've had it for about a week now, and it's about time it gets its fair review. Just going to mention it's from VaprLife.com. I'll put some links everywhere. And I did receive this for free for the purpose of review. It won't affect my opinion like everyone says, but my opinion's really good anyways, so here we go. So what is it? I might have already said this. I forget because I've filmed this like 4 times. It's a variable voltage tube mod. We'll go for the retail price first. It sells for $139.99. That just gets you the unit itself. And you gotta buy the batteries, all that kind of stuff. It's made out of anodized aluminum, and it's really cool because it's green on the inside too. I'm sure it's part of the process, but it's so well made. The finish is so nice. You cannot get a fingerprint to stay on here. Super light. It's really cool. The housing for the LED is stainless steel, and it looks like it has a metal button as well. We'll talk about that because I really like it. It's available in black, purple, green, and blue, and it has an LED on it. This one's the multicolored one. It changes colors as you hold it down. I believe they're in blue, green, amber, and multicolor red too. So pretty much the colors on here. This one just cycles through it all. So as far as variable voltage goes, it has a range from, they say 3.1 to 6. I found it gets as low as 3.08. Because it has the multi-digit readout here, it's hard to get it right on. 3.7 might be 3.72. It's all regulated, so it goes down to 2 digits, but close enough. You have to use, I believe, I guess you could use 2 3-volt batteries as well. They shipped it out to me with 2 3.7 16340 batteries. And they also sent me some mega cartomizers here, dual coils, and some glow-in-the-dark drip tips. And I really want to talk about these because they're pretty funky. So let's take a peek. We'll toss one of these cartomizers they sent me on first. Have a vape with that, why not? This is at 4.4 volts. Awesome, eh? Sorry for the choppy editing. I kept on filming, but then I thought, you know what? We're going to go in for a closer look. So we'll talk about some of the other features close up. I'm going to be holding the camera, so it's going to be all funky. So we're back, and here we are with a close-up of the unit. I'm going to hold it with one hand, or the camera, and try to do everything else with one hand, see how that works out. So let's take a peek. We got 2 buttons right here, and the trigger button up top, diamond-shaped LED right here. That's the unit. See, it's nice. You can do all this with one hand quite comfortably. Batteries inside, and pop the cap back on. So, here we are, back. What I really like about this is, you hit the button, it could be firing if there was something on it. The back here, if you unscrew this, like watch this really closely. I might need a second hand. Alright, just a tad. It won't fire. Which is actually awesome. It's very pocket safe. This is barely unscrewed. Now here it is screwed back in. That's it. Now she fires again. So it's really safe. It's not going to go off in your pocket. The button's very low profile anyways, and it takes quite a good amount of push to get it to fire. So I love that. So we're going to fire it up now. Here it is on the lowest setting. Like I said, 3.08. Now to change it, you have to hold down the button and then hit the up button. Now it's at 3.37, 3.85, 4.02, 4.18, and it goes up in about 0.1 volt increments. 4.5. As you get higher, I find it gets a lot more dead on. See, 4.6, 7, 8. And it'll go all the way like this up to 5.5, at which point it goes right to 6. But we'll let it go. When you hold it down, it just goes up a lot quicker. There we go. So now we're at 6. Now if you let go, as you can see, we're back down to 4.5. You have to hold it down for 2 seconds, or not 2 seconds, 2 cycles in order to get it to stay. So let's just say we want 4.8. Hold it down for 2 refresh. I always go 3 just to be safe. Let go. And we're stuck on 4.8, exactly where we want it. So we'll screw something in. I'm going to screw in a storm tank. One-handed, of course, and here we go. Haha, coming in low. So there should be. That's how you do it. If you want to go down, I'll mention too, you can actually change everything with your tank on. I mean, I wouldn't really suggest it because you might burn it out or, you know, fry whatever you're using. So it's best to take it off or unscrew it a little bit. But it works the same way going down as well. Just hit the down button. Another really cool feature is this adjustable atomizer fitting here. I guess they call this the shoulder or the collar. It goes up and down. Different atomizers, different cartomizers, they have different thread heights. This just meets it up, gets a really nice connection, and basically customizes your fit to whatever you're using so it doesn't rattle around or bend. Really good support and a really cool feature. You can take it right off too. Certain tanks, it helps if you take it right off completely. The top cap is fully sealed. You won't get any juice down in your battery. It's got your standard vent hole down there. And there she is. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. This has the pulse technology installed. They say it increases battery life by up to 80%. I guess that depends on your voltage and on the resistance of the cartomizer or atomizer you're using. We'll talk about battery life a little more when we zoom back out. I guess we'll just talk about the button here too. Can you hear that? It's got a really, really nice click to it. It feels awesome. It's really well placed. You can still see your voltages. Everyone else can see you when you're using it. LED cycles through as you go. You can kind of see it here. It's going blue, it'll go purple, and back to red. But it's so nice. It feels so comfortable. You know you're firing it. You're not going to misfire it by rubbing your finger over it. You've got to give it a nice click. Great tactile feel. You can do it in the dark with your glow-in-the-dark drip tip, which we'll talk about. We'll take a step back out and talk about some of the battery options. So, battery options. Of course, 16340s, 3.7 volts. They work. That's what they sell on their website, and that's what they sent me. 2 sets of them. Jezzo and Merlin, they're the guys that sent these to me. They're so awesome. They sent me so much stuff. Really accommodating, answered all my questions. Great guys to deal with. I really recommend it. Aside from these 3.7 volts, you can use a couple of 3-volt batteries. CR123As, they're at 3 volts. They work. I won't even put them in. Trust me, they work. And they didn't tell me this officially, but I went ahead and tried it. You can put the 3.7 volt 17670 batteries in there, and it does work. Of course, you're not going to get up to 6 volts with it. I think it stops at 3.82. 3.39. It does work if you're in a pinch. Probably wouldn't use it. It eliminates a lot of the variable voltage. A really cool thing about this, though, I put those batteries in, and now I want to go back. So put the batteries in, and it'll remember my setting of 4.7 from earlier. 4.7, look at that. So it's got a memory built in, whether the batteries are in or not. It's so cool. It's got your favorite settings. This is a low resistant dual coil cartomizer from Alien Visions. I have Boba's Bounty in there, and it vapes like a champ. I love this thing. So battery life, like I said, it depends huge. Depends what kind of cartomizer or atomizer you're using. Depends on what voltage you're using it at, how much you're changing it through. But anecdotally, we'll pull up some funky graphic and see what the battery life's like. So we're using 16340 batteries. I use them all day at just these volts. So at 3.7 volts lasted for 14 hours, 4.7, 10 hours,
And then both at 5.2 volts and 6 volts, it lasted about 9 hours before I had to switch them out. Like I said, this is all day, same voltages. There you have it. I think it's really good battery life for what you're doing. High voltage, that's great.
So there you have the battery life. Very cool. Final thoughts on this. The look, the feel, it looks so cool. The colors, so funky. I've wanted one of these for a long time. The finish is so nice. I've dropped this a million times at the bar. Not a single scratch on it. No fingerprints. Doesn't get greasy. It's so cool. The size, it's very comparable if you've used it to an Infinity, both in width, length, everything. I like it so much better. Like the wheel on the Infinity is cool, but this is just so neat. People think it's from outer space. It's awesome. Size comparison, here's an Ultramax. Here's a GGTS. Yeah, I just want to show off all my cool stuff. But I find myself using this a lot. My girlfriend loves this one. She loves these mega cartomizers here with some custom juice in it. I love this thing. The price is right. I mean, I didn't pay for it, but it's definitely worth it. It's probably, I think it's the exact same price as an Infinity. It's so neat. I don't know why more people aren't using this, but one more time, Boba's Bounty, low resistance, dual coil cartomizer from Alien Visions. I'll be reviewing this soon too. Go out, get one of these if you want to try variable voltage. I mean, there's the Provari, there's the Infinity, the Buzz, all the other ones, but I've used those. I love this. It's so cool. If their other products are this nice, there's the Joker, the Pearl, VP Turbo, I think it's called, they have as well. If their devices are as good as these, I highly recommend them. They're so cool, so down to earth guys to deal with. That's the Diamante. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys miss Corey, because I miss him too. I want to get him back here as soon as possible. And Vape Groovily. See you guys.
Mwah.